I guess all of us know a lot more now. Like, not only things that you probably like want to know, but just like in general. You know, we just grew up a little bit, and more things have entered our brains now at this point, our ears and our senses.
Sometimes it's different for me, because sometimes it's being able to create music, like I love that, but then playing shows sometimes, it's like, sometimes I like the other better, but it just depends for me at least. I really love playing shows, I love creating music, and just being able to do both is like amazing.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword, because like you get paid and you get to make your job pretty much translating your emotions into art, but that's also like a really hard thing to like be able to make your job, because then, you know, it's just like it's just like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's like sometimes it's hard to like, all right, well I have to feel these certain
it's like,
in order to get to the
You're getting paid just to kind of look at yourself. I can imagine like especially being a lyricist, like you're getting paid, like I have to think of lyrics. I have to like think about myself, like what do I like about myself? What do I like about it? I have to like think about that all the time, and you have to like get paid to do it, but at the same time it's like that sometimes isn't as fun as it sounds, you know what I mean? I joined the band, and this is my first time recording with the dude, so that was like obviously different. And I think the whole process was different. The creative process was probably different than I Love You. Especially Zach and Mikey and everyone's kind of like, their first album was I Love You, and same with Jess and everything. Everyone's just kind of getting used to making records and just they were more comfortable, at least knowing what to expect the second time around, and more creative and wanting to try more things, and just, I don't know. What do you think, Jess?
Things change. Like, you see more, like I said before, like we just know more now.
Yeah.
So no matter what, like even if like, there's things that I probably wish that I didn't have to know, and I could just go back to what was going on when we made, you know, especially our first EP, I feel like, but it's just not how it works. So you gotta kind of develop and adapt with whatever's going on.
Personally, what was inside of me, we were making White Out, I guess I was a little anxious, because it was like my first time making like a record with these guys, and just something on this scale. So I was excited, nervous, and anxious, and then it took a lot longer than everyone expected, so at the end it kind of got tiring, and you kind of like kept thinking like, guys, is this ever going to end? Are we going to be able to do this? Like questioning whether we can do it. I knew we could, but it was just like, it was taking so long where it's like, oh my God, it's one of those things where like, you just didn't know. So it was...
Wiped Out felt like the title.
Yeah, it just,
Wiped Out. Like it was just like, it was a long process.
Unexpected, I think. No one really knew no one knew what to expect and what was happening. It just, new things kept like happening along the way. But it was unexpected, but it turned out the way it did, and I think everyone's pretty happy with it. So whatever happened, I think it was for the better. From my perspective, it went a surprising way. It didn't go the way everyone probably expected it to go. Not saying it was like a bad thing or anything, but it just went, you know.
Yeah, it was kind of just like the next. It was what needed to happen.
Yeah.
It's just what needed to happen. It's like it's not like we're done after that record.
No.
It's just like, you know.
This is the next step to whatever evolution.
You always want your next move to be, you know, a step forward.
And different too.
And I definitely think it was a step forward.
100%.
But you know, compared to like the way of what I Love You did, pretty much what the single did, what Sweater Weather really did.
Totally.
Like there wasn't one of those songs on this record. Like according to a certain world, like the alternative radio world of like American radio, I guess more so. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Which, to be honest, being grouped into that category to begin with was kind of a
unexpected probably term for you guys.
It was just kind of like, I mean, it was cool that we had so much success with, you know, a song, and that's great, but like, it was never really the goal in the first place to be like
an alternative
the
band,
of the alternative rock world, and get a hit song. Like that wasn't really like that's not what we wanted. So like, this record was like a good representation of what we want as a collective group.
And what to make.
Yeah, but it's a step towards. Everything to me is a step towards the next thing.
Totally.
Like until we say, all right, this is our last record, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Everything is just a step to the next record. So like,
totally.
Or the next song. Like, not even saying
album.
It's like the next
release, or the next thing that we put out as the Neighbourhood. Yeah.
We're just gonna make more tunes.
It could be like a cartoon. It could be anything. Whatever we do together.
No.
No.
Not that that's a bad thing. That's the best thing you could ever say. Like,
totally.
I think that's amazing. But like the process, I mean, I'll say lyrically at least for me, like, I mean, like I'm really not thinking about sex a lot of the time when I'm writing the lyrics. But you know what? Like, I think that's good. I mean, you should have sexual energy in it. Like,
Totally.
I definitely like.
And like
I guess I feel
musically,
that way.
and musically too, I feel like the rhythm, it's just groovier,
grooves and all
and
that
the atmosphere and stuff. It's not like, you know, fast, like really like kind of crazy music. It's just kind of groovy, usually slower kind of pace stuff that we do usually. Besides like a couple songs, I think that automatically kind of puts you in that like romantic world. You know what I mean?
Not that sex always has to be slow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
I don't really know if we've ever written another song like that song. That song, to me, felt like a lot of fun when we made it, and everything else we've ever made, to me, feels like serious. And that's something, I mean, just if I could be real, that I'm still trying to achieve and chase down in this project is like the ability to be more fun, because it feels like a lot of our lyrics and everything always have to come from a place of like, all right, how depressed are you? Now, talk about that, Jesse. Yeah. Like, that's how it has felt for me a lot, at least the last album process. But like I said, it's the next step to get to whatever's next. You know what
Totally.
I mean? Or I mean, of course, you could look at like the mixtape, which is totally, if anything, exact opposite of like the down stuff. It's all kind of just like more stream of conscious bullshit, fun kind of stuff. So it's finding the medium, like Sweater Weather. That's why Sweater Weather is such a special song.
It's true.